My name is Rachel Marlowe. This is Chris Grasso and Jim Buell. Jennifer Hamilton and Kate Madison and Gina Trish are also here with us today. Matt Fink couldn't be here because he had family obligations, but he will be with us tomorrow and every other day leading up to Election Day. We're so happy to see everybody here this morning. We're happy to see people from all different representations of this part of town, and we couldn't think of a better day to do this than National Make a Difference Day. That is the kind of campaign that we have been running. We've been trying to make a difference here in Mount Olive. I'm going to turn it over to Jim and let him give you some more remarks.
Hello.
Thank you.
I was on council from 2003 to 2007, so I've been a witness of the Republican Council and their activities. And the best predictor of the future performance is the past. And here are two examples where I think the Republicans have failed the people of Mount Olive. 2002, Rich Bonte, a very involved citizen in this town, proposed and went through an exhaustive study of what to do with our solid waste disposal system that we had in town, which was basically the old-fashioned way. We had the trucks, we had people go out and pick up the stuff off the street, put it into the truck. He came up with, after this study, there were significant dollars to be saved by the township, over $1 million a year. The all-Republican council at that point in time in 2002 rejected that proposal. I got on council in 2003 and looked at that particular aspect of our township's performance. And then as I was running in 2007, along with one of the current council members, John Mania, we predicted and ran on saving the town over $1 million a year by either getting rid of or outsourcing our garbage collection or going to a more modern way to pick up our garbage. That was rejected by the mayor and council at that point in time. Finally, in 2013, as you look at the literature that the Republicans are now putting out, they say they've saved now $1 million by changing the solid waste system. Whoa! What happens if we change the solid waste system in 2002, when Bonte originally said do it? We would have saved $12 million. $12 million. That's one example. Another example. In 2006, while I was on council, our DPW director, Tim Quinn, who's still the DPW director, came forward with a proposal that we could save $500,000 a year by insourcing our fleet maintenance program. We owned the building, we owned the equipment, we outsourced the management of it, and we were losing lots of money, and we weren't getting very good performance. Again, the mayor and council, I was the only Democrat on the council at that point in time, rejected that proposal. We waited until 2012, and finally, woe and behold, the Republican council finally decided, well, maybe there is savings here, and then they touted the fact that they saved $500,000 a year by insourcing. Again, another wasted $2.5 million of Mount Olive Town people's taxes. Some have questioned what the Democrats are doing in this campaign, why we're running. Well, I'll tell you what, we've been out knocking on doors. Where have the Republicans been? We've been working, we've been listening to the people in the town, and here are some of the things that we propose to do. And Gray, before I understand, Gray, you've got to leave.
Fine. Okay.
So why don't you come up and...
Okay.
Ray Tuttle.
Well, that sounds great.
Hi. I've lived in town for about 12 and a half years. We came here because of the open space. Kathy Murphy, who was running things then, sent me a map. My wife found the house, and I was in Chicago, and she sent me Kathy's map of the open space in town. And I said, okay, you like the house, I like the town, let's do it. And we made an offer, and we moved here. We've gotten involved with the town a little bit. My wife started a project to work with the town to rescue cats, and that's how we got to know Jim. and Colleen Laval on the town council. That was about 9 years ago. And again, the town vehemently resisted any change, even though my wife said, you're spending $20,000 a year killing 180 cats, and if you just let us come in and work with the town, we can save you money. They said no, and they were just vehemently opposed to it, except for Jim and Colleen. And it took a bunch of volunteers going out and getting signatures, 700 signatures, and then the town flipped and decided, oh yeah, we're on board with this. And the town council came on board. And now they're able to, the shared services that they're touting, one of those things, they've added 2, and we've heard they're going to add 2 more towns that the animal control officer can handle now, because they've taken out all that chasing around cats and trapping cats and euthanizing them. It saves the town about $20,000 a year for the last 9 years. That has made a real difference, and again, that kind of resistance until people become willing, until the voters show up and tell them it seems like they can't make their own decisions about things that are good ideas. I also serve on the Open Space Council now, and I was shocked yesterday to get the council flyer saying, so much town land has been preserved and we're for open space. Not 1 acre of land has been preserved under the Greenbaum team. Not 1 acre. Mayor Green, I know he's not up for election, and he appointed me to the council, and I like him as a person, and I like some of what he's done, but he is opposed to taking any land. Somebody tried to give acreage to the town, and he said no, I want to keep it on the tax rolls. And in fact, some land has come off of open space near the BASF building. Land that abuts Waterloo and Alamucci State Park. The mayor wants to keep it in play in case somebody wants to develop BASF land, so the old building there. So it's very frustrating. With the horse farm in Flanders, I live in Flanders, the development over here on Route 46, those are massive developments. They may bring in tax revenue, but they're going to bring in a lot of kids. We're going to need a new school. Jim knows the numbers on the schools. We're going to need a new school, and who's going to pay for that school? We didn't even want to expand kindergarten here. The voters wouldn't do it. And we're supporting these. Open space saves money. If you want to save taxes, you save open space, and the mayor has not saved 1 acre, and he opposes it completely, and the council is going along with that. So that's what I had to say.
Thank you, Greg. Jen, Kate and Gina, do you guys want to come up and introduce yourselves?
And I just want to say I've met all of the new council members and the people running for District 24 and up in Sussex County, and we've talked about open space, and I really believe, Rachel and Jim tried to go to the open space meetings, and I really believe that they're going to make a difference on this front. They see that that's what people care about, and they are putting it out there. So thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I'll start.
Go for it, then.
For those who I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet, my name is Jen Hamilton. I am a state Senate candidate in the 24th district, and the people who are here on the ground in Mount Olive are the most dedicated candidates I have ever met. They are hitting the ground running every single day. They're knocking doors, they're making phone calls, they are fighting battles that nobody wants to fight because they really do want to make a difference. And what better day than National Make a Difference Day than to be able to come out here and let people know what it is that this town council is looking to do, or these town council candidates are looking to do when they make it to town council. And I say when they make it to town council because nobody has put in more effort than these guys. I am sure that their counterparts have not put in the time, the energy, the grit that these guys have. And I am proud to stand next to them. I am honored to be a part of this team. And we really are looking to make a difference. So when you think about what it is that you want to do, we can talk about what has been done on both sides. We can talk about what the Democrats have been able to do, what the Republicans have been able to do, and what they haven't been able to do across our history in this state. But really what we need to be talking about is what we're looking to do moving forward. And it's that vision for our communities on the local levels and all the way through the state level that really has been lacking across the board in the 24th district. And that vision is what's going to make our district prosper. It's what's going to put us back on the map. It's what's going to bring resources back to our communities, and it ultimately is what's going to lower our taxes, which we can all say that we favor. So I am just so happy to be here. I thank you for coming out. I thank you for supporting this team and our team. And I'm going to pass the microphone along to the assembly candidates at this point in time. Here's Kate and Gina.
Okay, I'll start. Hi, everyone. My name is Gina Trish. I'm running for state assembly in our district, along with Jennifer, Kate, and these amazing council candidates. Less Matt. He's not here today, Matt. Thank. Again, I'm going to echo what Jennifer said in terms of the dedication that these candidates have shown to this town. It's just outstanding. We are representing, or we hope to be representing 36 towns in this district, and Mount Olive has been 100% a standout, especially in terms of these candidates. The people here are really motivated for change. That's what we're hearing across the board, is that we've got these leaders that have been in power for decades, and they're regressive, and they're not doing anything for us. They're not bringing the resources back to our district and to our towns, or they're making decisions on our behalf that really truly are not decisions that benefit working class people. And you know, as Democrats, you know, that is really our focus, is we want to represent working class people. We want to make sure that our working class people can afford to stay here, so that their taxes are not exorbitantly high. Right now, Mount Olive, as you all are, I'm sure, are well aware, is an underfunded school district. Well, that comes back to your pockets. That comes back to your property taxes being higher than they should be. So you need legislators that are going to represent you in the state, that are going to bring those tax dollars back to our district. And not just for education, but it also speaks for infrastructure. Right now, we're not getting as much of those gas tax dollars back to our district as we should from the Transportation Trust Fund. And believe me, those are tax dollars that Jennifer and Kate and I will fight for to come back. We are ready for a fight. And being in the legislative majority, we will have the opportunity to really sit at the table and negotiate for those dollars to come back to Mount Olive and all of the other towns in our district. So that's really what we want to focus on: education, infrastructure, really bettering where we are, you know, making it easier for our working class and our seniors as well, because a lot of our seniors are getting pushed out. We're seeing a high out-migration rate in our district. It's unprecedented. It's higher than the rest of the state. We're also seeing a lot of foreclosures in our district as well. And those foreclosures are also higher than the rest of the state. So we really are not doing so hot here, and we really do attribute it to the regressive leadership that we've been experiencing here in our district for decades. So, you know, Kate and Jennifer and I and the council candidates want to provide that vision so that, you know, leaders can step up and really open the door for progress in our area once again. So that's really what we're all about. Please feel free to ask specific questions to us if you have a specific issue that's on your mind that you would like to talk about. And thank you so much for having us here today.
Hi everyone, my name is Kate Madison. I'm running for state assembly of the 24th district. The 24th district, which many of you know, is Sussex County, 11 townships in Warren, and wonderful Mount Olive, our largest township in this district. I'm going to just talk about something a little bit different than Jennifer and Gina and the council talked about, and I'm going to talk about the newness of the Mount Olive Democratic Committee. Okay, this is something that is started basically this May, and in the little world of the Facebook bubble, we've talked about how, and some people have criticized the newness of the Mount Olive Democratic Committee, and I say, why are we criticizing it? This is a victory already. the size and the sheer willpower and the four of you coming together, and Jennifer and Gina and I, having come so far in this race and having been so competitive in this race so far is a victory in and of itself. And I want to applaud the people of Mount Olive, the voters of Mount Olive, the Democrats and the unaffiliated, and even the Republicans of Mount Olive who have come out to support this entire ticket as we've gone door to door to talk to voters about the change that they're seeking in Mount Olive. So I really want to say that this is just the beginning. This is really just the beginning, and it's not about the results of the election in November. This is about Mount Olive and the 24th District from November 7th, and when we started this journey on becoming a two-party district from this election forward. And we can do it. And it's something that we all need to understand, that it's not just about one election. It's about infrastructure building. It's about working together. It's about working together with the opposition party and with the unaffiliated. It's not about warring with each other. It's not about saying, you know, we all have to be one party or we all have to be another party. It's about coming together and really saying that the best way to work together is to be a balanced area. And when you look at the areas in New Jersey that are really prospering, it's when people are working together. And we can say that as the 24th District, if you look across the municipalities and if you look across the state representation, we are not a balanced area. And it shows in the way we get things back from Trenton. And how have we seen a better result coming back from the federal government? That's been the election of Josh Gottheimer in the 5th District. Okay, where do we see him working? We see him working in a bipartisan caucus, getting things done for healthcare, getting things done for tax reform, and working on the other side of the aisle. Do both parties agree with everything that he's doing? No. But most people on both parties are saying he's doing something for the 5th District, and he's trying to lower our taxes and bring back more for this district, for the 5th District, which is most of the 24th. We have the 7th and the 11th. And what did Rodney Frelinghuysen just do? He voted against the SALT reform, and he was the only congressperson in New Jersey to vote to pass that budget. So when we have balanced, the point of my talk is when we have balanced representation that really wants to work for all the constituents, not just a select few, which is what Gina and I and Jennifer and these council candidates are committed to, we will have a better return on our investment. And that's what we're fighting for.
I just want to wrap up this part of it by saying thank you to everyone for coming out today. We are going to have some questions and answers in a few minutes, but what I want to say is that Mount Olive is a really diverse community, not just racially, but economically. There are folks that have lived here for a long time. There are folks that are newcomers. There are folks that have been homeowners for a long time. There are folks in our large rental communities. All of those voices are not always being heard at the local government level. And we, as we're going out and meeting our neighbors and talking to the issues that are important to the residents of Mount Olive, we're hearing about those things. And we want to be their voice on the town council. I have spent over 20 years in business, and I know that the best decisions that we make in business are when we bring a diverse group of people together and make the best decisions for everyone. And as a business person and as a homeowner in Mount Olive, I'm as concerned about taxes as my neighbors are. I don't want to see taxes raised, and I think it's great that the current council can say that they haven't raised taxes in a number of years. But what are we getting for the taxes that we are paying, and how are we allocating our money for things that are important to the entire community? And those are the questions that I want to ask. I am a newcomer to politics. 6 months ago, I walked into the first meeting that the Democratic group had at the library. As I left my house, my husband said, "Don't volunteer for anything." And I didn't, but I did go home and talk to him a little bit more after that meeting. And I never would have thought that I would be standing in front of you today asking for your vote on November 7th to elect myself, Rachel Marlowe, Jim Buell, and Matt Fink to the Mount Olive Town Council. But I know that we can all make a difference, and we appreciate your support. So thanks, everybody.